This time Stark, and in this video we are looking at the fall of Thomas Cromwell. But first of all, it's important to look at the fall of Anne Boleyn, because Cromwell's first insecurities were revealed when he was forced to bring down Anne Boleyn. Now at first, Anne was an advocate of church reform and helped push England in the Protestant direction. However, when relationships between Anne and Cromwell publicly broke down, Cromwell realised that his relationship with the king and his life was under threat. Now therefore, Cromwell started to work with the conservatives of the court to persuade the king that Anne's flirtatious manner had led to her adultery. Now she was accused of adultery with the musician Mark Smeaton, Henry Norris, William Brereton and Sir Francis Weston. Now the poet Sir Thomas Wyatt was arrested on the same charge, but he was released due to his friendship with Cromwell, and was also accused of incest with her brother George Boleyn. Now therefore she was executed on the 9th of May 1536, where Henry soon after married Anne's lady-in-waiting, Jane Seymour. Now after the execution of Anne Boleyn, Cromwell seemed well in control, and moves towards Protestant continued, and the dissolution of the monasteries was also continued. Now, although the death of Jane Seymour caused sorrow for Henry VIII, it did give Cromwell the chance of reconciling Henry with the League of Schmalkalden with a marriage to the Anne of Cleves. Now, although this was a good idea, Cromwell had been badly informed about her appearance, and Henry took an instant dislike to her. Now, when the alliance between Spain and France also broke down, the marriage became politically useless, and Henry demanded that the marriage be cancelled. Now, when the marriage was finally annulled, this severely weakened Cromwell at a time when the king was also becoming unhappy with the rate of religious change within England. So Cromwell's enemies made good use of the collapse of Henry VIII's marriage to Anne of Cleves, and Henry's dissatisfaction of the marriage was exacerbated by the way that he had his eyes on Catherine Howard. Now, Catherine Howard was the niece of the Duke of Norfolk, and the Duke of Norfolk was Cromwell's largest enemy. Now, this meant that Norfolk used his new influence over the king to poison the relationship between Cromwell and the king. Now, this helped secure Cromwell's downfall, seeing as Catherine was instructed to spread rumours that Cromwell wasn't securing the divorce from Anne quickly enough. Now, Norfolk also knew that Henry was keen to resist further changes to the church's doctrine, and he suggested that Cromwell was protecting a group of Protestants in Calais. Now, all of this meant that Cromwell was accused of heresy and treason at a council meeting, and he was executed on the 28th of July 1540 due to trumped-up charges of introducing further Protestant changes and the failure of introducing the Act of 6 Articles. Now, this was proved by Act of Attainder. On the same day as his execution, Henry VIII married Catherine Howard, and 2 days later, Protestant reformers suffered another setback when 3 Protestant theologians were burnt. Now, this can be countered by the fact that Henry also ordered the execution of 3 Catholic priests after 6 years of imprisonment, so that he hadn't completely reverted back to Catholicism. So finally, it's useful to sum up what sort of person Cromwell was. Now, Cromwell hadn't been able to receive the same amount of power as Wolsey because the king started to want more control over his policies. Nevertheless, Cromwell was invaluable for the king when drafting new legislation, and he was able to achieve fairly dominant control after the fall of Anne Boleyn in 1536. He was also able to secure the moves towards Protestantism, which would have gone against Henry's original beliefs. Some historians see Cromwell as a servant to the king who would follow out his heavy commands, such as bending the law when necessary. However, he was a skillful lawyer and administrator who was able to achieve many positive outcomes in Henry VIII's reign. So thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye.